Hello. Hello. Are you there? Hello. I can't hear or see you. Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, I can clearly hear you.
Yes. Great. So, how are you?
I'm completely fine, ma'am. What about you, ma'am?
Yes, I'm doing well. So, where are you from?
I'm from Indore, ma'am, Indore, Madhya Pradesh.
Okay. And what do you do?
I'm currently into my father's business, or I can say I'm into my family business, and other than that, I'm pursuing BBA in management.
That's great. So, in the same city or somewhere else?
No, ma'am, I'm living in the same city as well as I'm completing my education as well in the same.
Great. Well, so that's nice. And what are your hobbies?
My hobbies are like, ma'am, my hobbies are very silly, but I like to play video games as well as to read books at the same time, and
Okay.
also to research more and more about AI and all those new technologies.
Okay, that's nice. Great. Good to know about that. And how long it's been that you've been taking classes so far?
I have taken more than 100 sessions on this particular platform, and I have joined this platform back in November 2024.
Oh, that's great. So you have already crossed 100 now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how's your practice going on? Like eventually, like are you very persistent in your homework or whatever activities are given in the classrooms? So are you following that or anything else that you're doing to advance your English?
No, Mama, I will not praise myself, but I think this is the first thing in my life in which I have showed a huge amount of dedication. Like I have always attending daily. I'm taking at least 3 or 4 sessions daily in order to improve my English, and I have been appreciated by I can say 2 or 3 teachers for this thing because I think there's not even a single teacher on this platform with I have not taken sessions, yes, ma'am, and I think there are 2 or 3 more teachers on this platform to whom which I have to meet and communicate. Yes, ma'am. Other
Mm-hmm.
than I have almost uh, talked to every teacher on this platform. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's great. So eventually, like whenever you get time, you just shuffle the timings and have different aspects and ideas from different mentors.
Yes, ma'am. You can also see the thing that I immediately book the sessions. Like whenever I get the time, so I immediately book that. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
I was having a session just now, but I think it got cancelled, and then you got my slot ready for that.
Yes.
So eventually I'm not very I'm not available in evenings basically because I'm having lots of different classes at that point of time. So
Yes.
today I got a chance to come at 7 and 7:30. So most of my learners, they prefer this timing as well because they're working professionals. But yeah, I think that this timing is good as well, so I'll try to like shuffle sometimes, because afternoons and mornings are something that I'm really looking forward to the classes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's really good to see you, and I think this is our very first session, it seems. So I'll
Yes,
just
ma'am.
give a cool, brief description about me. And yeah, so my name is Rashmi, and I'm from Maharashtra. I've done my master's in English literature, and I'm also a TEFL certified teacher internationally. So I've been teaching my students throughout the world for creative writing, public speaking, and even English as a second language. I've been teaching in school prior to this. I was in aviation, and I was also working in a software company before. So that has been a different field altogether and also an experience to learn from. But I was more interested in teaching. That's my passion. So I got into this field, and now it's been like 4 years that I've been teaching to different, people from different walks of life. Also about my hobby, as I told you that I like traveling, so exploring places is one of my favorite hobbies. So I've been an entrepreneur too, where I started it during COVID time. So I started baking, and I was never into it, but I just braced myself into that. So that is one of it. And I like doing artistic things. Sometimes I like to learn new things. Now I want to learn something instrumental in music, so that is what I'm pursuing for.
That's great, ma'am. You have a very huge amount of experience. Like
Yes,
you've or at least worked in almost every type of industry, I can say.
yes. So I think that's something relatable, because not everyone gets that chance and opportunity to work in different fields. But I was a fresher that time, where I was simultaneously working, and as well as I was doing, I was preparing for my masters as well. So I never wasted any year just to take a break or something. But I always, was very persistent, you can say, in
Yes.
achieving my goals. So
Yes.
that's how it works.
That's a great ability which you have. And I also
Yeah.
wanted to be like that type of person, like who is very consistent towards his work. And honestly, I tell you, so I'm not that type of person, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Like I don't know, like I had this type of thing. Like whenever I'm like completely focusing on something for at least 2 or 3 months, so I don't know like how my mind automatically shifts itself. Like for example, if I'm doing this thing for at least 2 or 3 months, so my mind says to me that you have to do another thing instead of that and stop wasting your time. So I don't know like why I'm doing this type of thing. Yes, ma'am. And I
Um,
also like done, I can say, in the year 2024 itself, I had completed my 12th board exams. And during
okay.
that time only, from I think February to December, I have changed more than 4 or 5 streams, you can say. Like, first of all, uh, I had joined a digital marketing platform, and at least for there two
Hmm.
or three months, I have learned all those things. And after
Oh.
that, I don't know like how a type of change came into my mind, and after that, I shifted into video editing, and after that, like I came into communication skills. So yes, ma'am, I'm trying to explore more and more of the things so that I can also get experience. Yes,
That's great, and it's good to see that you've been consistent, because completing 100 session is also not very, it's not something everyone's cup of tea. You can say it's not a cup of tea for everyone. Secondly, I think what do you really want to be? Because I'm confused. Like, you have lots of interests in different
ma'am.
things, right? So what is your goal?
Is other than the primary thing which I'm currently doing is like I'm into my family business, so I'm also
So you will
managing
be
that thing.
pursuing that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. So apart from that, if you get an opportunity to work in an MNC, or maybe you get a different goal altogether, because maybe things change with time. So what it would be?
Honestly, I tell you, ma'am, like from my earlier childhood, I was that type of person, like who is very much passionate about his business. And
Hmm.
from when I was in fifth or sixth class, so from that time, I'm sitting at my shop, or you can say from that time, I'm managing my store. And at the same time, like I was not a very studious guy, like who only likes to study and all do all those things. And I used to be very type of naughty boy in the school, and I also got suspended for more than 3 times in the school.
My God.
Yes.
More than three times. So did
Yes.
they take you the fourth time?
And even my principal also has also said to my father that he would be a businessman instead of like doctor or something, because
Hmm.
he is like very much passionate about business. And
Yeah.
like I was that type of person, like even if any, like for example, if science class is going, so I used to discuss more and more things of business with my friends. Yes, ma'am. And also
Oh.
with the teachers. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I think it's good, because it's there in your family, so it will be easy for you to catch up and hold up the business. right?
Yes, ma'am. But
Hmm.
honestly, like if I tell you my opinion, so I'm not that type of person like who like who used to do some kind of job, because from starting I have this type of mindset that I have to do only and only business.
Hmm.
And I'm the
Okay.
third generation of I can say was maintaining this legacy. Yes, ma'am, of the
Okay,
business.
great. Good to. It's really it's fantastic to say like you have so many types of opportunities. Yet you want to be in business, but I think that's something that you can gain easily. So
Yes.
yes, you should always take what you seek for. All right. So today, actually, this is something related to public speaking topic that I'm going to take. Um, and before that, I would like to, give you some glimpses before, like how you can be an effective speaker,
Yes.
because it holds a lot of, one second. Yeah, it holds a lot of capability and potential to be a good orator, because we feel that we can talk on any topic. But there is a regularized structure that I would like to share with you today. So it will definitely help you to become a good adaptive speaker, you can say. Okay.
Sure.
So it's all about impromptus. So today we'll learn more about vocal cords. So I would like to work on your voice modulation today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is voice modulation according to you?
Voice modulation means, for example, like there's a balance of voice between what I'm trying to say, or like
Hmm.
basically putting a type of pressure on words which I am using. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
That's
so
the name
it's
of
like exaggeration, like wherever we like to stretch and you like to pause. Okay, so that is something that we are going to learn, because when I was listening to you, so I felt that the speed is very fast. Okay,
yes, ma'am.
so
That's the same feedback which I have received from, I can say, almost all the teachers, that
yes,
I have
but
to
today
really
I
work
will
on
tell you
it.
how to. But have you ever worked on that, like how to pause?
Honestly, ma'am, not.
No.
I haven't worked on that. Yes.
Okay, so today, as I'm teaching you about this impromptu speech, because when you speak, there is a kind of structure. So I will be giving you some dialogues in the chat box, and I'll be
Yes.
giving you some scenarios. You have to enact that, okay?
Sure.
But by changing your tone. So
Sure.
first, you read it in mind to understand it, and second, you have to enact it loudly. And before that, I'll give you one scenario. What is it about? So, like, is it visible to you?
Yes, ma'am. I think you have you have given some type of sentence in the chat box.
Yes, so yes, that's a dialogue you have to speak. So have you read it in your mind?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, so just imagine that you were running. Okay, you were exercising and you went for a long jog, and you were very tired, and suddenly you meet your friend. So you were huffing. Okay, you were palpitating, you're huffing, and you were breathless. How will you speak this dialogue in that condition?
Uh,
Like you have to
like,
read the same dialogue, but you have
yes, yes,
to
I got your point. Yes, ma'am.
enact it.
Oh my God, I really need a drink of water. I can't believe. I just run 3 miles in this heat. Oh my God, I'm feeling like I'm going to pass out.
Okay, I think it was good, but it felt more like you're giving me a review. So I felt like it was very natural. It was very normal actually. But I want you to get more incised with it. Like you have to, feel it. Like for
Yes.
example, I really need a drink of water. I can't believe I ran 3 miles. You need to be breathless. You become little soft and slow. Okay, say it
Yes.
again.
Oh my God, I really need a drink of water. I can't believe I just ran 3 miles in this heat. Uh, I feel like I'm going to pass out.
Excellent. Now that's better. Okay. Now I really felt that you were exhausted. Okay.
Yes.
So this is how it has to come, because if you are narrating something, the other person needs to get what are your emotions in that. Okay.
Yes.
So this is like how vocal cords are practiced for public speaking. Next is the next dialogue is like you failed in your exam and
Yes.
you have to confront your parents, but you are very hesitant to talk about it. So how would you
Yes.
do that? Now here you have to become low in your pace, not pace actually. Your tone has to go down,
Yes.
and you have to be very sad, gloomy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I got an F on my math test. I have to tell this to my parents, and I think they are going to be so disappointed in me.
Yes, I think it really suits you because because this is really effective. The like you're using it in a very good way, and
Yes.
it's coming out well. So let's take the next scenario. Now, in this scenario, your voice and tone is going to change because it's going to be an urgent tone. So, wherein there has been an accident and it's an urgent tone, you have to be very nervous and you have to be very loud. Okay.
Sure. There's been an accident. We need an ambulance right away.
Yes. So, I want you to be more harsh.
Okay.
Like, there's been an accident. We need an ambulance right away. Something
Yes,
like that.
ma'am. Yes, Duga. There's been an accident. We needed an ambulance right away.
Yes, I think it was good, but since your tone has to change a bit, because
Yes.
somewhere I feel that because it's your natural voice, okay,
Yes.
and it should be changed in a way like you have to understand the scenario very effectively. So here the accident tone has to be very urgent. I should feel that you are very emotional about that person,
Okay, ma'am.
right? So let's do one more round. Now here you have to put all your emotions, like you be loud.
Yes, ma'am.
So how would you do that?
There's been an accident. We need an ambulance right away.
Yeah, that's better. That's better now. Okay, now do you like apologizing people, or you accept and confront people for your mistakes?
Uh, I don't know how like about this thing.
You yeah, have you ever apologized someone for your mistakes?
Yes, ma'am.
You do, right? So at that point of time you're emotional, but this has to be very peculiar, like it has to come from your heart. Okay, so
Yes.
you have to be very soft in your tone, yet it has to be it should come with your integrity, like it's your character, that you are really 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 sorry and apologizing. So how would you say this dialogue?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I didn't follow the rules. I promise it will not happen again.
So if any catches you on the road for breaking the rules, okay, so how would be your tone? Would be you would be so fast or quick in answering, or it would be like, like you have to pause. I'm sorry, I didn't follow the rules. I promise it will not happen again. You need to be more emotional.
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
imagine again.
I'm sorry. I didn't follow the rules. I promise it will not happen again.
So that sounds little bit more of integrity. Like I can feel it, and it's more empathetic. Okay,
Yes.
great. One
That
more
happened
is
because like I was imagining the situation like when I'm into the cabin of my principal and I'm apologizing for my
so
yes
have
ma'am.
you yes, so you know that better because when you told me that you were suspended thrice, that
Yes,
means you have been in principal's office and you have apologized, right? So
yes
that's a
ma'am.
very relatable one. Okay, so now this is like very cold. You're feeling very cold. You're in a snowy place. It's quite chilled. How would you say this? Like you're shivering. That shiver has to come in. That effect has to come in your speak. You have to stammer a bit in that.
Okay. Brr, I need to go inside now. My fingers are turning blue.
Good. So
Yes.
this one and the first one, I think it was excellent. Okay, because it came out very well. Okay, and
Yes.
I feel that it's the most difficult one. The first and the last one is the most difficult that my learners face because they can't be very expressive most of the time with their vocal cords. So here you have to, whenever you speak to any kind of tutor or if you're speaking to anyone, that is public speaking only. It doesn't mean that
Yes.
you're talking to 10,000 people and then you're giving a speech on the stage, then you become an orator. No. Today we both are talking, that is also public speaking. So when you speak to anyone, this has to come, this effect has to come. Okay, so that brings a very, because you're going to be in a business, you will be dealing with your clients, you will be doing presentations, so that effect has to come in your speech, because they has to relate, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So now we go towards gestures. You need to be more expressive, since you are expressive in your words and your tone, but it also has to, come
Your
on
own
your
face also.
face,
Yes.
right? So
Facial
body
expression.
language and gestures. So have you ever seen TED Talk speakers?
Yes, ma'am. I have.
You have, right? So this, whatever I'm teaching you, this is TED Talk activities. Okay.
Okay.
And for gestures, what kind of non-verbal communication you use? Can you show me, like with your friends? Like for example, if a friend is far away from you at a distance,
Yes.
and you want to tell him that I will just come in a moment, how will you tell him without speaking, with an action?
Uh, I can't do that, ma'am. I
Yes.
can't just figure
Can
out
you
what.
see it's difficult, right?
Yes.
Non-verbal communication has 50% opportunities in order to express yourself, okay? Because it is verbal, visual, and vocal. These are the three areas of public speaking. So when you speak verbally, that is very dominant on vocal and visual, because whatever
Mm.
you see, you have to express it in words. When we speak on a telephone, it is verbal again. But if you are teaching someone, or if you are talking to someone, that has to come with action. So you could easily do like this. First you'll wave your hand. Can you understand? Like I just told you, just
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
So that is non-verbal communication. So I'll give you two, three scenarios. Just show me how will you do it without speaking, mom. Okay. So, for example, you go in McDonald's. Okay, and you need to get a takeaway. So how will you just order without mentioning it to that person?
Mm-mm.
Whatever comes in your mind, just be honest. Like it's not very replicable right now that you have to be perfect. It can be anything, just normal, very casual.
Yes. Uh,
Okay, all
yes, ma'am.
right, so that is fine. You can just say that's it, take away.
Yes, ma'am. That's great, which you did. And I don't know, like, why didn't I got this thing in my mind?
Yes, because we are not used to it, and
Yes.
most of the time we use so many signs, like in pictures we do this, so people know that it's that something, you won your victory. Some people call it peace or something, I don't know why, but they do this, right? Or maybe you just do this, people understand, all the best. Like these symbols are very effective because everyone knows it, but we don't use non-verbal communication, but it's very important when you speak. So same way, when you're speaking also, the actions has to go hand in hand. Okay, now
Yes.
if you want to convey, if you are in library, okay, and if your friend is talking very loudly, how you're going to stop him? It's very simple, right? How would you do that?
Yes. Uh,
Yeah, you just did this, that's effective as well.
mm,
That's it,
yes.
right? So that means be little soft, be quiet, whisper. Okay, great. So right now we just took two, three scenarios, but you found that how difficult it is to keep your mouth mum and stop it, right? So
Yes.
non-verbal communications are very important as well as communication. So gesture. So gesturing is as important as your body language. Uh, like, can you tell me like how we use gestures? Like for example, if I'm teaching you, you're doing this, so that is nodding your head. That means you're
I
agreeing with
agree
me,
to the thing. Yes.
right? So if you point fingers at someone while talking, that is a very bad habit. But it can also be effective if I want to show you something, demonstrating. right? So pointing fingers, nodding your head, or maybe frowning, raising your eyebrows, smiling, all these are gestures. Okay.
My teacher also used to do this thing like whenever I'm not concentrating on the board, so she used to like do this thing by her gesture like this, and she used to say that concentrate on the board, like what I'm trying to teach you.
Yes, so
That's what.
that was that was because she was pointing at you. But
Yes.
if I and you, we both are talking about some third person, and
Yes.
if I'm pointing finger at that person and talking to you, how would it mean? What do you think? How would it be? Like, would it be rude or polite? Like, we both are talking about third person, pointing the fingers and talking about that person, and I'm talking
Yes.
to you. How that person would feel about us?
Ma'am, if I talk about the natural human behavior, so that person would actually feel that the
Awkward,
person is
right?
talking some. Yes, yes,
Yes, so they would feel that we are gossiping about that person, right? But if you, this is a very strong gesture, so you never use this directly, okay? Or
yes.
never like flip your fingers or snap your fingers and talk to someone. That is very rude behavior. So every, you might have seen that Barack Obama, when he was the
Yes.
president, he used to use very good body language because. If you have seen his interviews, you might see that whenever he's standing, he'll always use his hands like this.
Where he was having doing some kind of special gestures.
Yes. So whenever he's using, he's always doing this or this. So right now I cannot show those videos, but you can watch that on YouTube. So I think that if you start watching TED Talk videos from today, so try to observe only these three things first, because public speaking is not only about this; it's all about communication. Okay. And yes, so this is what I told you about gestures and nervousness. So I'll give you two dialogues. But for nervousness, when you feel nervous, what do you do? How do you behave?
Oh, I have like I haven't noticed the behavior what I do, but what I usually do is like